To keep with tradition that I did with all of my children the night before Christmas, I read the book to them. We no longer have that original book, but I will recite the poem the night before Christmas. You'll probably get it on the 25th day of Vlogmas, but at least you'll get it. But let me first, I don't know if Vlogmas ends on the 25th, but in case it does, Ag eglite, six Geister tugan esid. Oh, Christmas tree, how lovely are your branches. I'm out of breath to do the rest of it. Okay, so to keep with the tradition that I did with all my 8 children, especially when they were little and they had the sparkle in their eyes and all the fuzzy feels waiting for Santa Claus to come. 'Twas the night before Christmas when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there, while visions of sugar plums dance in their heads, and Ma in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap, when out on the lawn there rose such a clatter. Away to the window I flew in a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his courses they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, O Cupid, O Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away all, as dry leaves before the wild hurricane fly, when they met with an obstacle mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys was flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His drool like a mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was a chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprung to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, or he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Now, do you have any kind of traditions you do with your children you did, or you do with your grandchildren? I always read, we had this big book with The Night Before Christmas. And I also told this story to the people that have been around for a long time. We had this store called B. Foreman's where I live, and it was a very expensive store, and every Christmas they gave out these beautiful red boxes with gold lettering, and the lettering were words to the poem. Do you know The Night Before Christmas is a poem? It's a poem. So they were the words, and I wanted it so bad. So my mom every year would buy a pair of socks because it was the cheapest thing in the store, and get it in a box for me for Christmas. And oh, how I cherished those boxes. And sadly, they were left in her house, and I wasn't able to even get one. I'd love to have shown Polly. But I love that story, and like I said, I sat down and read it to my children every Christmas Eve, and I think as the years went on, then we got a different version. So we had several. I might even give in to some of my kids. I don't know what happened to the books, but anyhow, so I pulled it up on Polly's phone there, and as I was reading it, it disappeared. So I'm here, as you see, it's kind of dark, so I hoped I could remember the words, but I guess after 8 children reading it year after year, somehow it came back to me. Or was it the Christmas miracle? I don't know, whatever it was, but it's a tradition that I've always had. And also, we look at, I think it's called Nordic Trek, something like that. You watch when Santa's coming, and Polly came to me and said, "Santa has left and he's come to the United States. It's time to go to bed, but Mommy, Sandy Mom has not put up the little 2-foot tree, or 1.5, so I must put up the tree," because that's another thing. If there is no tree, no matter how small, even if it's a dollar store tree, Santa knows that there are good little children living there, so he knows to come and visit. So now after I do this video, I will be putting up our little tree and waiting for the jolly old elf to come stop by. So to all of you, Polly and I wish a very happy, healthy, wonderful, full of memories, happy, blessed, Merry Christmas.